Hey everybody, this is Will Davis. I wanted to show you this typewriter. This is a pretty interesting typewriter to me because there's three sort of cultural historical aspects to this machine that I find interesting. First of all, this machine is part of a range of what you might call moderately priced or cut rate standard typewriters introduced in Germany in the period after the First World War. This one, the Orga Privat, came out around 1922-23, depending on what you read, and is a very simple typewriter. This machine has no gadgets on it at all. It just has a backspace. The left margin can't be bypassed. The right one's only a bell ringer. No tabs. Very simple, but what there is on it works, and they sold a large number of these. There were other makes that had cut rate typewriters. They would take a typewriter and just remove items from it, like what we'd call a strippo here in the United States if it was a muscle car. But these sold the best. The Orga here. Now, eventually, this relationship between Orga, so let's take a look here. Orga AG was the seller, and these are actually manufactured by Bing. You can see the Bing work logo there and the BW on the front of the typewriter. The company of making these actually got hived off and became Orga AG, although it was already owned by Royal in the United States after 1933. There's a whole other story about what happens to this machine after World War II, but that's not part of this picture. The second thing involving this typewriter, cultural, historical, you can see this piece of wood under the typewriter right there. See that? It goes all the way across the back, and it's sitting on that. That's because at some point this was dropped and the back legs were broken off. Years ago, I spoke with a German collector who was also a repairman from way back, who told me that you used to see a lot of this. During the Second World War, typewriters were completely unavailable. You just could not get a new one. And the situation was worst in Germany. So you had to make do with what you had and repair it. So somebody has very carefully filed off where the legs were broken off as best they could and whittled this piece of wood to get the typewriter to sit level. And it is perfectly level. It works really well. He said you used to see a lot more of that. But he did remember seeing it as a common thing. Third thing about this typewriter, this is a confirmed war bringback. So this was appropriated by a U.S. soldier after the defeat of Germany and brought back to the United States, as were many typewriters and certainly several German ones in my collection. So anyway, it's got a whole bunch of history behind this typewriter, and I thought you might like to see it. See you again soon.